Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy, and this is your reading for your general reading for the first half of October 2019. This is for the water sign of Pisces, our mercurial lovely little fish, Pisces, for the first half of October. This is Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, Pisces Rising, or if you're cross-watching for Pisces, or if your Venus is in Pisces as well. But because, general readings always resonate a little differently for everybody watching, we always advise you to watch all of your signs if you know them and if you can, your Sun, Rising, Moon sign, and Venus sign as well. Welcome to everyone here. Thanks for taking the time to tune in, and for those of you who send in all your comments, feedback, support, like, share, subscribes, thank you so very much. Welcome to any newcomers, first timers, welcome back followers and subscribers. And always a big thank you to all of my clients out there. Thanks for keeping me so busy all the time with personal readings. And for so many of you returning time and time again, always an honor and a pleasure. If any of you are interested in scheduling a personal reading with me, you can click on the description link below for more info and contact details. I offer a wide variety of readings in all the main areas of life, and I can usually respond to your initial inquiry the same day or within the first 24 hours with more information. And scheduling the reading is done in a pretty timely fashion too. I do readings full-time, 6 days a week. It's all that I do. I'm quite blessed to be able to do that. And so I am pretty diligent at working with everyone's schedules and my own to set up readings as quickly as possible. So email me if you're interested. Again, click the description link below. You can email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. All right, let's move right into this reading. Pisces, let's see what the first half of October 2019 has in store for you. Okay, Pisces, we begin with the Ten of Pentacles, followed by the Page of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, followed by the Seven of Pentacles. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and focus for the first half of October is the King of Wands. I'm going to see what's behind him. The Eight of Wands. Okay. So overall energy is the King of Wands, clarified by the Eight of Wands. So for some of you, this might be, the King of Wands could represent a fire sign person, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or somebody who manifests the character traits of the King of Wands, which is fire energy. That's the element which governs Wands. So this is somebody who's, very much a go-getter, very dynamic, charismatic, energetic. He's a good leader. He's a good delegator. He's kind of the catalyst for change. I often even see him sitting on his throne a bit restlessly, as if he's waiting for the next thing to jump on and do. He's kind of looking off, maybe monitoring, keeping an eye on things in case he's got to jump in there and do something. Kings and queens represent individuals who have mastered their suit. They're at the top of their game, meaning that they've reached a point of self-control, mastery, self-discipline over the character traits inherent to their suit, inherent to them. So this king started off as a page and then matured into the knight and so on until he reached his king status. So he's learned to take all that creative, artistic, powerful, fiery energy, and he's learned how to harness it and master it in a way that works for him. Although we all have our bad days, right? So for some of you, this might be a person, he's showing up as male, and because it's a king, and the King of Wands is a pretty masculine energy, but it might be a female for some of you as well. This person that's showing up as significant or a central focus in the first half of October. For some, and I really feel like this is a separate person for many of you. For a few of you, this King of Wands might be the energy that you yourself are manifesting, but for many of you, I feel like this is another person that's specifically significant, or their energy is influential in the first half of October, and they're either traveling or to see you, or you're traveling to see them, or there's messages and communications, fast and furious with the Eight of Wands here. This is communication, messages coming in, news coming in. It could be that you're waiting for news that hasn't quite arrived yet, but it's coming in quite quickly. Sometimes the Eight of Wands can represent, you know, travel or traveling quickly. This person might be traveling quickly to you. You might be traveling quickly to this person. And definitely kind of a conversation coming in, or waiting for a messages which are coming in quite strongly and quite fast, quite powerful. It's a lot of fire energy here. And 8 is one of those numbers that can sometimes be a catalyst for change as well. And that's the nature of the energy of fire too, which governs wands. Change, action, power. It's dynamic. It's usually fast forward. So there's something coming in quite quickly. Now we have the Ten of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. Some of you might be waiting for news. Pages can represent messages, messengers as well. The Page of Swords. Swords is air energy, and this is all mental energy. Truth, insight, belief systems, communicating, trying to figure out what's the right thing to do here. The Page of Swords can sometimes represent watching something, trying to get information, or watching something. It's sometimes referred to as the spy card. But the Page of Swords, it's not just about watchful energy or messages, just pure information. The Page of Swords can sometimes represent someone, because swords is also about truth and equality and the right thing. Air energy is all about, you know, it's not really colored by emotions. It's about belief systems, ideologies, what we see in our heads, truth, how to communicate our own words and our ideas based on what we believe. So the Page of Swords can sometimes represent somebody who might be in a bit of a moral or ethical dilemma and is not sure what the right thing is to do, because they're just a page. They're just starting out and they're still kind of learning. You know, they have those challenges because pages represent being, you know, that student, that apprentice at the introductory phase of something. So sometimes the Page of Swords can represent that there might be a bit of a moral or an ethical dilemma you're in, or someone's in regards to, and they're trying to figure out if they should say something, or if so, what the right thing is to say or do in this situation. And it's clarifying the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles, tens can represent completion, a cycle coming to an end, or coming full circle. The Ten of Pentacles is a card that represents, just in terms of financial and material stability, it represents a lot, and it's enough to make you feel solid, stable, and secure, because, you know, we begin with the Ace, which is the number 1, and we want to build towards this, particularly in finances and material things. Pentacles is governed by the element of earth. In the tarot, the suit of Pentacles is about, it's often about things that are around the actual structure of our life, things that make us feel stable, safe, solid, secure, or the efforts we put into these things to make the structure of our life feel stable and secure. Things like money, finance, property, real estate, assets, job, you know, long-term good steady career paths, long-term marriage and relationships, things that make us feel stable and secure in the day-to-day portion of our life. So the Ten of Pentacles represents, you know, a sense of abundance and solidity that has roots, because it's a 10 here. This used to be called the inheritance card, and it can sometimes point to actual and represent actual inheritance. But what does inheritance represent? It's something that you get, a sense of this abundance, something that you get, but the reason it's there, it has all this abundant energy, is because of the long, slow accumulation of what went into building it up, which is what inheritance mean. You know, your parents, you put into it, your grandparents put into it, you know, that sort of thing. There's a strong connection to family and home with the Ten of Pentacles. It can represent family money, family business, family estate. Again, long-term marriages or relationships, solid, stable, something which makes you feel solid and stable, which has, you know, roots that go quite deep. So, I mean, this can be a variety of different things. It could be that you are finding something out, or someone is finding something out about an inheritance, family business, family money, family property, a payout of some kind. And you might not know what to do about it. I mean, it could be that some of you might be in a legal situation, or there might be, you know, something about a division of estate or division of assets of some kind. Because I feel like whatever this news or information is that's coming in or that you're finding out about has to do with either a large sum of money or a piece of property, or, you know, something that represents the Ten of Pentacles. If it's not actual dollars and cents, it might be, you know, a property or something else that represents that. It could be, you know, it could be something which has a sense of solidity and stability because of what went into it. I mean, it could be like a 401k or, you know, something of that sort. And I feel like you're finding out some news or information about it is kind of what I'm getting, perhaps in a rather unexpected way. Maybe some of you are wondering if this is kind of a tricky, interesting sort of reading, Pisces, because I feel like some of you, I feel like you may be getting some information about whatever this Ten of Pentacles represents. I mean, in general readings, there's so many of you watching, and for some of you this might be an actual inheritance thing. For some of you it might be, you know, finding out about a big return or a payout or a tax return, or it could be something in regards to a family home or a family property or a business of some kind. I feel like you guys are finding out about something and you're not sure if you should, what you should do about it. Because I do feel like you're, like some of you are in this moral or ethical bind about it. Like, I'm getting this news, this information about this big sum of money, or this, you know, something. I'm finding out information about perhaps some kind of an inheritance or something to, you know, I mean, it depends on what the Ten of Pentacles represents to those of you who are watching. I mean, the messages always resonate with those who are meant to get the message. So depending on what this Ten of Pentacles represents, some of it might be a family home or a family property or a division of estate, or receiving a sum of money or a payout from a 401k or retirement or some other kind of investment or something like that. Because I feel like this is straight up money, finances, property, a project, something that involves something of monetary value. It's exactly what this represents to those of you watching. It's going to mean different things to different people. But I feel like some of you are finding out about it, like you're getting news about it, and you're wondering, some of you are wondering, what do I do about this? Should I pass this information on? Should I keep it all to myself? I feel like some of you also might be finding out news that this came in, or that somebody else got the news first, or that they were withholding it from you. That's kind of what I'm getting to, which is kind of confusing. So let me just go to the next two cards and then I'll pull clarifiers. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Pentacles here. And it could be for many of you that this King of Wands individual is the one that's communicating this to you quite swiftly, or bringing this information or news to you. Some of you, it might be you're finding out about this Ten of Pentacles. Maybe this King of Wands withheld this information from you or from someone. So we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Pentacles. So the Wheel of Fortune is sitting right next to the Ten of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune is the Wheel of Fortune. This is God, Spirit, your angels, and guides coming in. It represents, in the upright position, the implication is that it's a stroke of good luck, of good fortune in your favor. But we have no control over the wheel. I mean, we spin it and we have no control over where it lands. That's God. That's the divine timing and orchestration. But it puts you in this position, Pisces, where we have the Seven of Pentacles, because this clarifies the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Seven of Pentacles is a card of reflection and assessment over what you have. It's a card kind of taking stock, taking inventory of what you have, which is even more fascinating because we're at the Seven here. Now, the Seven of Pentacles represents a good harvest. She's pausing before she harvests everything that she's put all of her effort into. She's pausing to say, you know, this is how much effort I put into it, and this is what I've gotten back from it. Did it meet my expectations? Did it exceed my expectations? Did it not meet my expectations? And making decisions on what to do moving forward from this. It's a good harvest. It's a 7, but it's not a 10. Now, it's interesting that we have this 10 of Pentacles. We have this information or message about this 10 of Pentacles, and what do I do about it? To me, it looks like for some of you, almost like you received news, or maybe you received, because I keep getting this ethical moral dilemma. Maybe some of you received news that you were entitled to something, or you're getting something. Something meaning this 10 of Pentacles. It could be an inheritance, it could be a payout, it could be getting something. And I feel like it's really unexpected. Like it could be a potential windfall for you. But why the moral ethical dilemma, I'm not sure. Maybe you're like, you know, well, ethically, maybe I should share with XYZ, or, you know, what am I supposed to do about this? You know, this could really take me from a 7 to this 10. And what do I do about this? It's kind of like manna from heaven. But again, I feel, and I'm going to have to put clarifiers, because nothing I have on the table right now is kind of explaining this sense of, okay, do I share it? Do I divvy it up? What do I do about what this means? And again, for a smaller portion of you, I feel like you may be receiving news that somebody else got this, maybe somebody closer to you, and they didn't tell you, or they withheld the information from you. I suppose if it was like siblings or relatives, and there's maybe been some squabbling about a division of estate or something, or who gets what, maybe you're finding out that somebody took more than they were entitled to, or didn't report some part of it, or something like that. It's very interesting. I'm hoping this will make sense to somebody. I'm trying to sort through the messages, which is always the challenge as a psychic. Sometimes the messages come in loud and strong and clear and defined, and sometimes I get hit with 4 or 5, and it's trying to sort them out into the proper categories and making them come out of my mouth in a cohesive way. All right, let us clarify this Wheel of Fortune. What is this wheel bringing in, dropping in, pretty much out of the sky? Regardless of whether it's you or you're hearing this about somebody else close to you or connected to you, I feel like either somebody got a windfall, or there's news of a potential windfall, but there's also some kind of element in here of, do I tell, do I not tell, what do I do about this? Let's clarify this Wheel of Fortune, 10 of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune, 10 of Pentacles. What is this? What is this all about? This is 7 of Swords. Somebody's being sneaky, or somebody's trying to hold something back. The Page of Cups and the 9 of Wands. So oh, Pisces, this is interesting. So yeah, perhaps that's the moral ethical dilemma. Because whatever this 10 of Pentacles Wheel of Fortune is coming in, there's a sense of secrecy about it too. We have the 7 of Swords here, which is the concealment card. It's a card of sneaking, concealing, sometimes telling lies or being intentionally deceptive. It can sometimes represent theft. Maybe some of you found out about somebody stealing a bunch of money or something of that sort. Because on the surface, I mean, it looks like a really nice windfall or something like that. But then there's this sense of keeping it secret. What do I do about it? Should I offer it? Because the Seven of Swords is a card of withholding, of being sneaky or deceptive. And it isn't always necessarily negative. I mean, sometimes we have to operate in secrecy in order to achieve a certain goal or achieve a certain outcome. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you're not harming yourself or causing harm to somebody else while you're doing it, because that's going to engender bad karma, and we don't want to do that. But clarifying that deception, or that Seven of Swords, that concealment energy, is the Page of Cups, which is an emotional offer or an offer of love. It can sometimes be an apology. And the Nine of Wands, which is trying to figure out if you need to push through to the end of something or not, feeling discouraged. I feel like some of you are struggling with maybe offering a portion of something that came to you kind of serendipitously. Maybe making an offering as a sort of an apology of some kind. Or what should I do with this, whatever this represents, which represents, you know, some unexpected stability in my life. What do I do about this? Some of you may, again, have found out that somebody else got this and they're withholding it. And what do you do about it? Do you stand up and say something about it? You know, what do I do about it? I'm going to clarify this Seven of Swords. What is being concealed? What is being kept back? What is being hidden, or what is being taken? I don't usually clarify this much in a general reading, but I've kind of got like a hound dog, I got the scent in my nose and I want to follow it. Woof. Although I'm a Leo, so it would be... Alright, enough of that. So clarification for the Seven of Swords. We have the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles. So it looks like concealing. Why the deception? What is being concealed? Well, we have this news or information being brought in, something being brought, some change in regards to money. Sometimes the Ace of Pentacles can represent an unexpected sum of money that comes in that enables you to have a tangible new job. It can be reference moving, relocating, starting a new job, or some combination of the two. And then the Nine of Pentacles is independent, self-sufficiency, self-empowerment, being able to take care of yourself with no help from anybody else. So it looks like either you or possibly somebody else, maybe out of the blue, unexpectedly got this money, property, chance at some kind of financial material stability, something which represents financial material stability, and they're, at least for the time being, withholding that information because, or maybe holding on to that, not wanting to share or tell anybody, because it gives them the shot at maybe moving out or going out on their own, or finally being able to financially and monetarily be secure and stable in their own self without having to depend on somebody else. It could represent that you're, I mean, for some of you, it could also represent that you're not telling somebody, or somebody's not telling you that they're moving, relocating, starting a new job. Why? I'm not sure. Unless they work for you, or unless you're in a partnership with them, that could be it as well. Very interesting reading, like 5 different scenarios going on here. So let's pull some advice cards for Pisces for the first half of October. For those for whom this reading resonates, what is the advice? For those Pisces who know exactly what this is about, what is the advice? For those of you for whom this resonates, you've got to write in and tell me what this is about. Advice, King of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups in reverse. Okay, so advice. Regardless of which side of this story you're on, protect your money, protect your property, protect your stability. The King of Pentacles has done that by working very hard to get to where he's at. The Seven of Cups in reverse is also your advice. This is about being realistic. Do not be emotional or sentimental about this. In the upright position, this is fantasy, illusion, daydreaming fantasies, building castles in the sky, not being entirely realistic, being tempted by all kinds of potential and possibilities which aren't really grounded in reality. In the reverse, it's the bubble burst. It's being grounded, realistic, not sentimental, because Cups is water energy. This is emotional energy. So regardless of where your place is in this situation, Pisces, your advice is to, I mean, don't turn into a cold jerk or anything, but it's planting your feet firmly on the ground, not in your element of water. This is about being grounded, realistic, practical, not being emotional and sentimental about this financial, material, tangible thing, and protect your stability. That's your first advice, the King of Pentacles. Protect your stability. Take the emotional illusion. Well, it might turn out to be this and it might turn out to be this. To be practical and be grounded. That's your reading. I'm going to stop now because this went longer than my generals usually go. It was quite fascinating though. Well, Pisces, that is your reading for the first half of October. I hope that you found it useful, or at least not too confusing. If you didn't understand any of this reading, this message was not for you. Watch one of your other, sign videos. But for those of you for whom it resonated, I hope you found something positive to take away, because that's why we do these. Again, if this reading resonated for you, or if any of the videos do, and you'd like to take a deeper look at something and schedule a personal reading, just click on the description link below for more info and contact details. You can email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be happy to work with you. I offer a wide variety of readings in all areas of life. Love and romance, career, work and finance, investments, relationship compatibility, gift readings, 6 and 12-month life overviews, and a variety of others. And you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy. That link is also provided. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the October 2019 mid-month readings. Until then, Pisces, as always, I wish you much love, joy, blessings, peace, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.